Hey guys!
Hi!
It's off screen because we are going through some technical stuff. But
I'm like, why can I not see anyone?
You can hear you.
Yeah. Give us some more.
We are here. We don't really have a moment because Instagram doesn't want us to be great, and we've got 7 shows. Everything, sorry, like there's just a lot going on today. We have one of our bathrooms down, and so we're using only one bathroom, and you totally forget what it's like to just have one bathroom. It's not fun.
Yeah,
so,
it's not.
It's not. So we are not feeling it. Okay, so welcome everybody to another episode of Not Your Typical Girl Talk. Like I said, we have 7 stories, and one in the call Cassidy. I'm just gonna say there are 2 of them that were just like, maybe you don't share that information, my love. However, before we get into today's episode, as usual, we're gonna introduce ourselves in alphabetical order.
Hey everybody, hey fam, what's going on? Not Your Typical Girl Talk crew, everyone watching and listening. This is Garcia, and I am so excited to be here to spend another Saturday with y'all. We always discuss and try to make sense of the foolishness on these internet streets, the dark ones, the alleyway, deep in the gutter internets. So if you like to laugh, if you like to try to find a sense with us, you need to listen to us every week. We are on IGLIVE, 3 p.m. Eastern time. And then, of course, thanks to Radio Regent, you can also listen to the replay on internet radio, syndicated through iHeartRadio. Thank you again, Radio Regent, for the love that you show us weekly.
All of that.
7 p.m. Eastern time. So tell me what Aguan, gal.
That's the problem, Carl. There's too much that's going on right now. It's a lot. Hey everyone, it's your girl Telly. I am such a proud member to be here. I'm such a proud person. I'm a proud girl. I'm a proud woman.
Yes.
I'm a part of the Not Your Typical Girl Talk crew. And we are coming to you live, like Carson was saying. And let me just say, this week's... Ooh, just when you think, well, I feel bad because I say this every week, but it's the truth. Just when you think you're not gonna hear any more foolishness, all of a sudden it's like, what?
Oh, there's more.
There's more. And it's like, wait a minute, let's rewind. So y'all get ready for the foolishness that's about to take place right now that we're gonna talk about, because it blew me away. And I was like, what? But anywho, Shiva girl, tell them who you is.
So I am Shiva, and the final female member of the Not Your Typical Girl Talk crew. That's all you need to know for now, because these stories are off the chain. My partner in crime will introduce himself.
Robbie 3 times. And happy Saturday. And let's get to it. So we got a lot to talk about.
We do. So when you kill a man on camera and the entire world sees, including the Amish community who do not have television and do not and do not consume the media we do, and then you go to trial, and then they find you guilty. Don't you think that's an open and shut case?
I would say so.
Sounds like it.
Well, apparently, Derek Chauvin doesn't think so. So, Derek Chauvin, if you do not know, was the cop who killed George Floyd. And Derek Chauvin requests new trial for overturned murder conviction in George Floyd case. And I am, going to give you some of the reasons he feels that there are systemic issues with his trial. Are we ready?
No, but go ahead anyway.
Okay. Derek Chauvin, the former Minneapolis police officer convicted in the death of George Floyd, is seeking a new trial. In an 82-page brief filed Monday, Chauvin's attorney, William Moorhan, argued that it was impossible for his client to get a fair trial in Minneapolis and the tense climate surrounding the proceedings and the pre-trial publicity. He said the media coverage of the case glorified Floyd and demonized Chauvin. He also argued the jurors were concerned for their safety and that of their loved ones and the possible implications if Chauvin was acquitted. Floyd's death was followed by a massive nationwide protest and rioting in many cities that sometimes resulted in violent clashes between law enforcement and demonstrators, and the city was bracing for a riot should Chauvin be acquitted. Juror number 87 stated that she was nervous because this was a high-profile case, and the Minneapolis blew up after the incident. The brief said, Juror 28 stated the decision the jury makes has maybe broader implications, reactions from the general public, and knowing that the people, general public, is paying attention to the decision and more pressure, I guess, to get it right. He also argued, this is the lawyer, that the jurors were not sequestered as tension flared over the police killing of yet another Black man, Dante Wright, in nearby Brooklyn Center, Minnesota, during the trial. His legal team has argued that the trial should have been moved outside of Hennepin County. He was eventually convicted in April 2021 and sentenced to 22.5 years. He also pleaded guilty to federal charges for depriving Floyd of his civil rights.
I'm sorry. He said, like, publicity. What is this? A Zara store opening?
Also,
a Batman movie premiere? What publicity? What's he talking about?
And another thing, as we all know, the reason why he's in jail has nothing to do with anyone else but him. That day, when that young woman videotaped him committing murder, he knew that he was being recorded, and he even posed for her as he slowly killed a man with his hand in his pocket, going on like, you can't do anything about this. And he posed and looked very proud of what he was doing. So the reason why he's in jail is not because of protesters outside, not because the jury felt threatened. It's because there is a video of him boldly doing what he was doing. So do we feel any sympathy? I know I can speak for everyone here. No. Stay in prison, rot in prison. You're lucky that you get to live your life continually in prison.
He can still breathe. Where's George at?
And let's just be clear, he is not in the general population.
Of course not.
He's so protected.
So what's even more reason for him to stay where he is? He's living in, like, he's basically in the Hilton of prisons. He's protected. So he should just chill out in his Hilton prison and just be like, yo, Biff, can I get a back massage? Like, make the best.
Make friends. Make the best of your 22.5 years.
That's it. Make lemonade. When someone throws a lemon at you, you make lemonade. And that's what he needs to do. He needs to just get comfortable and enjoy his 22 years.
Bye.
Have a good time.
Bye, Derek.
Derek, shove up your ass. Like, what does he want? What? People to cry over him? Oh, you poor man. Oh, poor you. You get to breathe. Oh, your mom gets to come and visit you whenever you please. Oh.
And we're done. So,
yeah.
But what in the call, Cassidy? And we have more. So, apparently, Black people are only allowed in Black people's spaces. Did you know we had Black spaces?
Where are you?
Well, they're not in country music, I'll tell you. That's not where they are. Because this gentleman told us I'll let him speak for himself.
Oh yes. Let him speak for himself since he's so bold.
With country music, and it's like, why? No disrespect to the Funky Brothers of music. I love Earth, Wind and Fire, Run DMC, etc. But I mean, like, country music's different. Country music's different. It's not.
So we just repeat. So this gentleman is called Patrick Howley, and he has stated that the Country Music Awards is not Wakanda.
Woo!
And what are we doing there? He questioned Anthony Mackie hosting it and said, I don't even know who this man is. And I read an article that says, what is he going to do when he finds out Anthony Mackie is the next Captain America? He doesn't know who he is. He said, I don't know who these people are.
He might commit suicide.
I will speak on this. as a northerner who traveled south for college, we understood there is a phenomenon of Black people who grow up in a rural lifestyle that listen to country music as one. It's not exclusively, but that would be like not listening to jazz or classical or opera. If a good tune, a good song is a good song regardless of genre. And I think most civilized people understand this. This guy obviously is adept because he had about 4 or 5 silent dog whistle racist comments, racist trigger words that he used in that I was just like, man, you look like you went to like the KKK PR school of how to low-key throw shade at Black people.
I have a comment. I was a little girl growing up in Jamaica where country music was played quite often. As a grown woman going back to Jamaica, there are a lot of dancehall sounds that play country music to this day. Country music is something that I actually grew up on because country music, ding, ding, ding.
It's Black music. Okay.
Black people.
People need to understand.
Yeah.
Black people created
We
music.
created.
We made your metal, we made your rock, we made your pop, we made all of that. It's all Black people.
And I really
we all
think
did that.
exactly. And there's some ignorance out there to think that Black people aren't into country. I'm like, no. Black people invented it.
He invented
and
country.
then someone known as Elvis came along who was going to the Black clubs.
Thank you.
He heard it and he was like, well, I want to make music like this. We were the ones with the guitars honky-tonking before all of this country stuff happened. We were the creator of the blues. That's where it came from. And just like Sheba said, my mother loved Lionel Richie.
Oh, his country
still
stuff?
does.
Yeah,
And
it still slaps.
he was a country singer primarily. When he left the Commodores, he was all about country.
Yeah,
and some of the best songs in his career are actually country songs.
Yeah.
But people think, oh, if you're not singing with a twang in your nose, it's not country. I'm like, no. Country is sung by Black people. It's very popular for Black people to listen to country and do line dancing and all of the things associated with that culture. Yeah. Like, it's so funny how we invite people to play basketball. We invite them to rap. We invite them to hip hop. We invite them to twerking and body rolling and dance hall. I can name artists from all of those that are white. And we invited them. We embraced them.
But they won't embrace us.
Right. We brought them in to be feature artists, but they won't allow us to have 2 Black people show up at an award show?
No. Because remember what they did with Lil Nas X and K. Michelle? When they put out country songs, the country community wanted to rip their heads off, claiming Black people shouldn't be allowed in this space, to the point where Billy Ray Cyrus had to come out and say, I don't know if you all maybe y'all forget, but Black people created country music. Actually, Black people created all music. So I don't know where everyone's getting these little tinglings from, thinking that country music was created by a certain race. But no.
Back then, white people, I'm sorry, but the Europeans, white people, were sitting there writing classical music.
Listen, yo, Beethoven was Black.
You know,
Beethoven was Black.
Yeah.
Mozart was Black. I stand by it.
Anyways, they were writing their music. They weren't sitting there figuring out notes like we were and creating the music that you now hear. You know, I know there's tons of country Western singers out there that hate this, but there are loads of modern day country artists right now that are Black.
That's a fact.
That are killing it and are doing well in country music, and they almost sometimes even get ignored or they get left out because the music is so good that the Country Western Association doesn't want to give them no awards because we're amazing.
And let me just add to Patrick Kelly because I have to. Wakanda forever.
Who is he again?
Nobody.
Oh.
That's the point. So he is a pundit. He is as racist as they come. Listen, I would read an article. It's just going to take too long. But he's
troll,
basically. So he is a racist white mayonnaise sandwich eating troll.
Okay. Yeah, that's a very trollish thing to say. Like, kind of like, yeah. In my 3 minutes, I'm going to talk about, like, what you said, Wakanda. Like, why certain people are so mad and are definitely adamant to point out it's a fictional place. They don't even like the idea of it.
And we move on. Some of my numbers aren't right on my little thing here, so guys, forgive me if I don't know what's next, but I do know what's next here. Do you know sometimes you wish people would stop talking?
Yep.
I don't think I know who we want to talk about.
Not even the screen wants to hear this.
Not even the screen.
So.
Who is this?
Oh, wrong clip. That's number 5. Let me get number 3. Number 3, which is supposed to be right here. Oh no, what happened? It is actually, let me move on. It's this wonderful lady here, Meg the Stallion. If you don't know, Meg the Stallion went on Gayle King, and I'm not quite sure what she did.
None of us know, girl.
No one knows.
None of us know what she did.
I don't know if it was an
interview. We saw it, but we still don't know.
Stunt. I don't know if it was a release of a new out. I don't know. Well, 50 Cent had a lot to say.
Oh, yes.
And I think we're going to have a lot to say. So let's go to Cliff. Here we go.
I love Fifth.
Let's just see what...
An argument in the car?
It was an argument because I was ready to go and everybody else wasn't ready to go. But that's like normal friend stuff. Like, we fuss about silly stuff all the time. Mm-hmm. But I never put my hands on anybody. I never raised my voice too loud. Like, this was one of them times where it was like, it shouldn't have got this crazy.
It shouldn't have escalated.
Right. So I get out the car and it's like everything happens so fast. And all I hear is this man screaming, he said, dance bitch. And he started shooting. And I'm just like, oh my God. Like, he shot a couple of times. And I was so
scared. In the car, shooting from the car?
He is standing up over the window, shooting. And I didn't even want to move. I didn't want to move too.
Okay. So, you're being shot at. Okay.
Thank you.
We have more. We have more.
Oh man.
Okay.
This
sexual? Yeah. Did you, Megan? Did you have a sexual relationship with Tory Lanez? Yes, that's my question.
I didn't have a sexual relationship with Tory.
Did you have an intimate relationship with him?
Okay, so we're going to go back to that clip for a second because 50 had a lot to say. 50 said this. Eyes emoji. Now, that I don't believe. She had to think about her answer, shaking my head. All this shit is crazy. I'm sorry. Was the story not years ago that she did have a relationship with Tory Lanez, and the reason for the argument was that she also found out that her best friend was getting chopped down by Tory Lanez. Yes. So how many years later, you did not have a sexual relationship. You were just with this man late at night with your best friend in the car, and you said dance, bitch, dance. I should have shut her mouth.
And it took her too long to answer that damn question.
But we all know that he's been cleared because his fingerprint was not on that gun. So okay, Megan, who shot you? Who shot your foot?
Right. That, and also,
who shot you?
Sorry, why are you doing interviews about this when we're still in the middle of this thing? Like, your lawyer? Who's your lawyer? Like, did they say, yeah, it's okay, go talk to Gayle King?
She has the same lawyer that Black China's using.
Do we see the Kardashians doing interviews about
lawyer Black China's using?
Yeah.
It's a discount.
Discount. Black China's not doing interviews with Gayle King. Johnny Depp and Amber Heard aren't doing interviews with their poor crap. Just you.
Just Megan. Why is she talking?
As I said all along, this was real life Eddie Murphy, Della Reese, Harlem Nights. except they was cutting.
I
said it all along. He started whooping on Tori, and he had to be like, "You gonna get on me?"
Here is my thing. I think as women, we are way too quick to believe women without any facts. Okay? The thing about it is education and common sense are two different things. And I would rather have common sense than be highly educated.
All of that.
Because when you have common sense, you can take a story and then you break it down into pieces and you start analyzing each piece to see if each piece makes sense. Well, when we break down the story that Meg Thee Stallion is telling, there are pieces that we have to put to the side because it doesn't fit the puzzle that she's creating. It doesn't fit the narrative. That doesn't quite fit the narrative, so that goes over there. However, we want to embrace this and talk about we need to believe her. If she's allowed to speak, so should Tori.
Exactly.
Tori should also be able to go on Gayle King and refute what it is that she says. But again, the media wants to use the narrative always of women. That's why, and it's not just Black women, it's women. Because Amber Heard was being applauded as a domestic abuse violence, not understanding that she was also abusive. We will not discount the fact that there is records and whatever of Johnny Depp being abusive, but was he the instigator or the responder? Did he instigate the abuse or did he respond to the abuse? Why do we never ask those questions when it comes to men? But as women, we're supposed to believe it with no discernment, no questions. We're supposed to just say, yes, Meg, that's right. He told you dance, miss dance, because that's, of course, what men say to women that they're sexually involved in. And none of that makes sense. And I'm sorry. It's also Calabasas. You're telling me all of those houses around there don't have cameras that point to the road? Yes, they do, because we know that in Toronto, there's a lovely place in Toronto where I didn't have to say the name because you're coming in. It's called Bridle Path, where they actually have all of that. Most of the houses have cameras that go into the street, and they actually put in their own speed bumps so that you don't speed through their neighborhood. The city did that. They did.
Yes, even in the middle class and poor streets, there are cameras everywhere because cameras are cheap. You can buy dash cams and house cameras for nickel and nothing on Amazon for $50.
So no one recorded this incident. Like there is no footage of Black people leaving Calabasas from a party by the Kardashians. What are we talking about? Girl, stop.
She needs to stop talking. She needs to just go away.
He needs to send her a cease and desist letter.
That's
what needs to happen. She needs to get a cease and desist letter saying, please stop talking.
Yeah. She's not making this any better for herself. She's not. Stop.
This is not good for either party, regardless of what is going on. Her coming out and talking in this major primetime interview with Gayle King. This is the sort of interview you do after it's all done.
She's showing her R. Kelly night now.
Not her R. Kelly. Not her R. Kelly.
You know, let's not forget, you know, Robert, sit down. Robert.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, Megan, sit down. Sit down, Megan, and stop talking.
Why? Because I ain't doing nothing.
So we want to hear the full evidence. And right now what we've heard is speculation and what Megan has to say. But let me also just say, for those women who say they don't like to research and they don't care to find out facts, because God forbid we do facts, let me ask you this. So you are best friends with the girl after this incident. You guys no longer speak?
Nope.
Because they're not best friends anymore. Because all the articles I read says her former friend.
No longer friends.
All of a sudden.
So that night, it was her best friend.
No longer friends.
After the incident, it's her former friend. I don't see the problem with that, because I'm telling you, I don't just become friends with you guys and not be, especially in a critical point of my life.
Right.
On the foot. And I lose my friend? How, sir?
How?
How, swear?
Something is afoot.
You know what?
Something is afoot.
You can't make sense out of nonsense.
Woo!
I smell Buscati.
I smell something is up. Anyways, we're done with that. And we will move on to clip number 4 before we have Robbie halftime.
Should we think that you ever fix it too, Russ?
Oh God,
I'm gonna tell you this. I can't tell you what somebody did, but when I'm Rose in this zone, you can't fake that mess they make for Rose. That splash. You thought the fire alarm came on the way that splash come out. So if you can fake that, you a hell of a. You feel me? You can't fake that. And Rose, that's what I look forward to. He's stupid. He's stupid, man. He's stupid, man. So, I got a question for you. Have you faked the orgasm?
No, I've never faked it, but I will not always orgasm. So I never pretended I was, but I will tell you if I didn't.
So imagine going on a show where the host wife had just revealed that for 10 years she was faking orgasm, and then you go on and basically make fun of his situation while he's sitting there and he laughs. However,
ask the question again.
I'm pretty sure it was it DJ Envy or Charlamagne? One of them asked. I don't even know who started the whole conversation. Let's start. You know what? Let's play back and see if we hear it.
You think anybody ever faked it with you, Rod?
No, it was Angela Yee.
Yeah, that's what I expect from her.
Here,
that's not shade at all.
It's funny.
She knew
it is funny.
He was gonna go for the jugular. Because most men are not gonna be comfortable up there with that being the plot line.
Let me also just add, and this is the last thing I'm gonna say. I think I learned way more about Rick Ross than I ever cared to know. That is it.
Girl, my mind is scarred. Okay, I don't need to hear that ever again. When I'm spewing the fire and all this, like, thank you, Rick Ross. Keep that to yourself.
I don't care to hear about Rose
and
all day. Okay, baby.
You can keep that to each their own, but you don't need to share it with the rest of the public. We didn't need to know that, Mr. Rick Ross, sir. Please keep your fire and your desire to yourself.
Woo!
Please.
I just think that was a lot.
It was a lot.
Because it just said no. He
Oh no, he answered in third person. He stepped outside of himself to answer that question.
He said no.
He was hoping somebody asked him that question when he. That was a great moment for MMG, man. Shout out to Rose, man. Like, yo,
Rose hired him for some emotional stuff.
I'm gonna ask you, as a man, because DJ Envy is sitting right there. Like, here's Envy right there. Here's Rick Ross. I think Charlamagne is here, and DJ Envy is over
with a
here.
giant bottle of champagne. He was about ready to go. Like,
but as a man, though, if I had gone on and embarrassed you in that way, how would you feel now? Because Angela, that was funny. Like, she asked that question for a reason. But there may at one point when he stood up with the bottle, did you hear what Angela said? She said, "Give that to Gia." Do you need me to play it again? I'm gonna play it again. Just for Robbie. Just because you're doing Robbie 3 minutes, Robbie. Let's play it again.
I'm gonna tell you this. I can't tell you what somebody did, but when I'm Rose in this zone, you can't fake that mess they make for Rose. That splash. You thought the fire alarm came on the way that splash come out. So if you can fake that, you a hell of a. You feel me? You can't fake that. And Rose, that's what I look forward to.
No.
Stupid. He's stupid, man. He's stupid, man.
Give that to Gia. Thank you, Angela Yee. Ladies and gentlemen, Angela Yee.
She said what she said.
She's the smartest one in the Breakfast Club. I'll talk about her in a minute. But again, Yee got more sense to embarrass anybody in her past than to say something crazy like that. Unlike Gia, who now Envy got to go home and be like, babe, I don't think that whole interview was such a good idea.
So again, Angela Yee is protecting men she's just had relationships with, and Gia Casey didn't protect her husband, who is the breadwinner in their home.
Yep.
That's the difference. That's why I mess with Yee. She's not messy. And she got a whole sex talk show that she and some wild chicks do, like, what's it, lip service?
Lip service.
They be talking crazy on there. But Yee always keep herself a little bit above it.
That part.
Because she's unmarried. She gonna get her husband eventually.
She's still trying to understand that I have a value on the marketplace, and I'm not going to be one of those women who men don't want to choose. She still wants to be chosen.
Thank you.
Energy.
That's it.
That's not pick me energy. That's understanding that I don't want to be out in these streets. I'm married at 55. That's not pick me energy. Like, that's just, people want to always talk about this pick me energy. Pick me energy are groupies. Groupies have pick me energy because they're around a bunch of women are around one or two men in the club saying, pick me, I want to get into your section, pick me. That's pick me energy. A woman who carries herself a certain way, understanding that that's what's attractive to men, that's not pick me, that's smart. That's strategy. And at a certain point, y'all ladies need to be using some more strategy than talking about worried about what the other woman's being done. Because while you're worried about pick me energy, those women are being chosen.
Thank you.
That whole part.
Thank you.
So, 3 minutes with Robbie 3 times in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go.
Yay, I gotta figure out what to say. Derek Chauvin, no, just no. That's in the notes. We're not talking about him. Next story. Country music is not exclusive to white people. I didn't know that's, I guess, for if you're a certain ilk of thought, that might be one of the last bastions of Make America Great Again. But no, we've always been involved in that genre. We've always been underrepresented in that genre. And that's why, what was it, the Magnificent 7 or whatever it is, that Black Western on Netflix. Check it out.
Yes.
The Black Cowboys in an era where we're, again, very underrepresented. Let's just leave it at that. So, then on the flip, like, I might sound like Steven from Django right now, but, my faith has been restored in white people a little bit. There's still some very excellent white folks out there. But then there's POSs like that dude who say Wakanda as, again, I said I would touch on that because, like, they don't even like the idea of Wakanda, much less. They were so bad that there was only a handful of white people in a movie. Black people have been sitting through movies for decades with that feeling. But that's it. We'll leave it alone there. Now, Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion. Yeah, I'm not gonna, again, that's kind of in my wheelhouse. I can have fun with that. First one, Tory Lanez is like 5'1". How is he standing up over the window shooting anything?
How?
I told you, I have a little bit of a legal mind, and some of these responses to questions from a legal perspective are like, how is Tory, well, he was, I'm confused by that statement. And 50 pointed out, most women don't stutter when you ask them if somebody chopped. Anyhow, that sounds like a plot from P-Valley, you know what I mean? I don't know if y'all heard or seen that show or whatever, but that's what that whole mess sounds like to me right now. Like, this is something that happened outside the strip club. It got ugly. She started beating Tory up, and he had to defend himself.
That part.
Yeah. But anyways,
Rose.
Yeah. We touched on it again. Rose, shout out to Rick Ross, doing boss things, making boss moves, continuously representing himself well out here in this land of looking foolish. And yes, he just F your couch like Charlie Murphy all over the Breakfast Club and DJ Envy with that one. Yeah, that was like hilarious. I might change my ringtone to that. That's splash.
And we're done. No, that will not be his ringtone. And Garcia, take us into the second part of the
I was like, I totally forgot I even need to do this part because I'm sorry, but thank you, Robbie Uno Dos Tres and family. Thank you for always joining us every Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time here on IG Live. Not Your Typical Girl Talk is also available on replay, 7 p.m. Eastern Time on internet radio through our good friends Radio Regent, syndicated through iHeartRadio. Thank you so much again for allowing us this platform to share what is the sensible stuff about the internet. Or the sensible foolishness.
Sensible foolishness.
I don't,
I was trying to make sense of it. Anyway.
Yeah, we're just here trying to make sense of it. And we're glad that you're here on the road with us. We're going to continue on. We're ready for some more foolishness. Feed us some foolishness, Shiva.
So, for people who do not know, Kim Kardashian's been married 1, 2, 3 times. Her first marriage was when she was 19 or 20 years old to a record executive that was 10 years her senior. So she was 19, I believe, at the time. He was 29, and she ran away to go and marry him. I believe it was in Vegas. Well, a few years ago, she was talking about the 2 incidents in her life that I don't think she's the most proud of, although there should be several. One was marrying him, and one was her sex tape in Vegas. And her marriage, her sex tape with Ray J. Well, she's blamed certain things as to why she did both of those 2 things. And she was having this conversation, not with a grown person, but with her little sister at the time. And then her ex-husband decided to respond. So we'll go with here.
I think it's, like I said to you earlier, it's irresponsible to make a marriage that you married somebody, regardless if you elope with them or not, to make it around. I didn't know what ecstasy was. That's her. I don't know. She can claim all that. I'm not claiming that. So I think it's irresponsible for her to kind of mention that in a joking way, because the media, when you're one of the biggest stars in the world, they pick that up when they attach that to the black man. Oh, the black man got her to do that. I didn't know what that was. That's a young white kid drug back in '99. Black people didn't know what that was. So let's be clear. That ain't got nothing to do with me.
So we're going to pause for a second. And this is what he's responding to.
I got married on ecstasy. I had no idea. No, the first time. I did ecstasy once, and I got married. I did it again. I made a sex tape, like everything back.
Argument in the car?
So she got married and after ecstasy, and she did a sex tape after ecstasy. What was both of those with? I think they were with black men.
Yeah, she's basically implying that she's this poor little rich girl that was kidnapped or held at gunpoint and forced to take ecstasy to marry this man and to make this sex tape with Ray J. Like, Kim, she's another one that needs to stop talking. You can teach your siblings about drugs without mentioning anything. How about just say, yo, kid, don't do drugs, it will kill you. And then go about your merry way.
Your mama married to a younger black man. Stop it. Your older mama. Like, yeah, she obviously older. She your mama. Like, I don't know, man, what this is, man, like, that's, again, blame men because it's easier to just do it that way.
Yeah, I did it once, got married. I did it again, made a sex tape.
How? That doesn't make any sense to me. If you did it once, you can't say you did it once and then say you did it again. You were doing it. That doesn't make sense.
Right.
I told you, these people will get chopped up in court because I am not Matlock or nothing like that. But geez, some of the semantics of what they say is just be like, you lying.
Yeah, I did it once, got married. Did it once, one time, got married. And then all that space between the 4 or 5 year marriage, got a divorce, got with my kids again, and made a sex tape.
I mean, why can't Kim stop? Yeah, like, why can't she just stop trying to be this wholesome person that she is not and just admit, yo, I was really undisciplined, and at 19 I dropped ecstasy, girl, and you know, stuff happened, and the next time I did drugs again, you know, stuff happened. So, you know, I stay away from drugs because, you know, like, I
lose my mind on drugs.
Right.
That's it. I don't
just
make
own up to it.
choices on drugs.
You weren't 16 at the time, you were 19.
And
who bought the ecstasy, Kim? You bought it with your
She bought it with her money. And I'm sorry, her like running away from home. Oh, running from what, your lawyer of the house? Because your dad was a top lawyer living in this gorgeous, beautiful mansion in Calabasas? She's going on like she was living in like under a bridge. I was like, come on, Kim. The most wholesome person in the world even has a past. So just live, you know, everyone's done something.
Yeah, stop throwing it
so
on
stop trying to make it look like you're this angel sent from God to help heal the world. Because you got a past just like everybody else. No one forced you.
Here is the thing. What she's discounting is her past has now made her a billionaire. There are many little hood chicks that have had Tyrone tap that ass on tape, and they became the slurs in the neighborhood. They didn't turn around and make millions and have skims and makeup lines.
Exactly.
And they're flying all around. So, girl, please, we do not care. And the fact that that's the conversation you're having with the little sister, maybe I just say that was pre Kylie redoing her face, as we saw the old face, right? But I digress. That's how young Kylie was at that time, having that conversation. You did not need to tell your little sister that story, like Telly said. Girl, I made some bad choices, and unfortunately, it was tied to other bad choices, such as taking drugs. You didn't need to throw the two black men in there as to, oh, I made this, me poor white girl, I made this decision, and these black men took advantage of me, because that's what it sounds like to
Exactly.
Right. I'm pretty sure.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure, and allegedly, I'm not saying they did.
Right.
But when she was out on these LA streets back in the day, wearing her velour Juicy Couture suit with Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie, I'm sure they were all dropping ecstasy back then when they weren't wearing underwears with their little dresses coming out the car.
That's why I like Nicole Richie, though. Nicole Richie does not hide her past. She's like, look, guys, she admits I was on heroin, I was on this, I was on that.
And it was her decision.
And it was her decision. She didn't say, oh, my friends forced me. No. She chose to take these drugs. And she said, I have a past. I do my best to stay away from it. She's just owning who she is. Like Kim, like you were saying, Kim, you got rich off a sex tape. Your past, your bad deeds kind of paid off.
You're not Betty Crocker.
Just be like, yo, I'm here living my best life.
You're not Betty White. I'm sorry, but no.
Oh God. Stop talking
this is my final thing about her before I go. She was also mad because, her children, when they're on TikTok, they see things about her past life. First of all, your oldest child is 8. Why is she on TikTok? And number 2, where are the parental controls on your phone? Because what ads come up for your sex tape when little Saint is on your phone playing a game?
Girl.
What game is he playing? Grand Theft Auto?
Must have been an adult game.
Yep.
What are you playing?
What are you playing?
An adult game.
Little Saint saw the ad for the sex tape.
So y'all want to call Kanye mad, but as a mother who is very serious about parental controls and the consumption of what my children are watching, I damn well know that they're not showing up ads if he's playing boop boop games, little panda bear games on his phone. No, he's playing some adult things, what they're doing for adult content. And girl, why are your children on TikTok? The end.
And that's why when Kanye, when he still had Instagram, he was really vocal about he doesn't want North having TikTok. Kim clapped back, and she said, oh, well, I started the account, so we're doing it together. But it's like, well, Kim, you started this account for them. So whatever they see on there, they have
That's your fault.
Their eldest nephew or their eldest cousin's like what? Little Courtney's eldest son is like 12 or 13.
Yeah.
She's gonna know. It's like, well, Kim, you should have prepared yourself for this because this day was going to come. The internet doesn't forget. The sex tape isn't going anywhere just because you're rich and famous. Actually, it's gonna be even worse.
So, Kim, okay.
What she should do is be thankful, because this will get her sex tape back in the loop. So people will start downloading it again. So that's what her problem is. She's going to make more money.
Residual income, everyone.
Exactly.
Somebody who is mad that their income was taken away and wanted somebody else's income to be taken away was, again, in another section of What in the Call Cassidy, is Sharon Osbourne. She would like to say, Sharon Osbourne on why Whoopi Goldberg wasn't fired from The View. Nobody gives an F-U-C-K about the Jews.
Oh. Oh.
I'm sorry, is she trying to come across as a nice person or evil? Because now she's saying people don't care about the Jews. That sounds highly racist.
Wasn't she suspended for some racist type
Yes.
stuff?
So she
Fired.
was fired.
Okay, yeah.
Whoopi was only suspended. And in her mind, Whoopi clearly should have been fired, but Whoopi didn't get fired because nobody cares about the Jews. No, girl, that's not what happened. That's what lack of accountability gets you.
Yeah, and it's a different situation. I mean, as we know, Whoopi did wholeheartedly come out there and say, I apologize. And
unlike Sharon.
Right, and I'm going to do my best to relearn the history of the Jews and what happened during the Holocaust. Like, she was really genuine in making sure that people understood that she knows she made a mistake.
Right.
You know what I find interesting, and this is going to be my last comment because the next segment is just so hilarious to me. I find it interesting when white women talk about double standards. I'm sorry, white lady. Did you say, because that's what she said. She's calling out the double standard between her and Whoopi. Because again, we like to think about equity and equality as the same thing, and they're not. Equity is one thing, equality is a whole different thing. So I'm sorry, baby girl, there was no double standard. You went on and then went harder in the paint when people came for you. There was no apology. There was, you guys this and they did this and the producers.
She got angry. She got angry, and I think she even walked off the stage.
I think she did. She lost her top. But you know, the most important question I have is, why is she still relevant? Like, why are they even talking to her? Her last claim to fame was her husband. She helped Ozzy Osbourne. That was it. And when he, stops touring, she's useless. She's a useless person. I don't understand why they even did an article with why are people giving her a platform to even say anything?
Right, and she's projecting. When she says, oh, no one cares about the Jews, that means she's saying she doesn't care.
She doesn't care about the Jews. She should be ashamed of herself, even coming out.
She should be ashamed of herself.
This chick, you're not a woman of color. Go, take care of your husband or something.
And if y'all didn't notice the correlation between this and the last story, Sharon Osbourne and Caitlyn Jenner obviously have the same surgeon.
True.
Oh my God! I'm looking down on her face right now. I may have to say
we should do a story
comparing faces.
What is the caucasity?
What is the caucasity?
Y'all realize?
What is the caucasity?
That is so true. They have the same face. And we move on because this next story, we owe some time to try to break down this next story. Listen, I am a believer that not everything you do is for public consumption. Mm-hmm. I think that it's okay to share parts of yourself, but parts where people can easily misunderstand it, and you're going to have to go on a train of trying to get them to understand your world. Maybe you should put a pause. Well, apparently Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly don't seem to understand that because they wanted to share with the world some of their little quirks. So Megan Fox explains blood drinking comments, says she and Machine Gun Kelly do it for ritual purposes only. And I would read the article, but it's so much better in Megan's own word because not only did they, no, she wanted to talk about it. Come through, Megan.
Just a few drops, but yes, we do consume each other's blood on occasion for ritual purposes only. It is used for a reason, and it is controlled where it's like, let's shed a few drops of blood and each drink it. He is much more haphazard and hectic and chaotic, where he's willing to just like cut his chest open with broken glass and be like, take my soul. Let me lean on you. It doesn't not happen. Let me tell you. Maybe not exactly like that, but a version of that has happened many times.
Oh, poor MGK. I didn't know that was the type of relationship.
Yo! Well, I want to know something.
You can go sit over there with DJ Envy.
And this is no offense. I know white people, you're great, but I want to know something. Why are white men so quick to like burn themselves with like a thing to put their, to brand themselves and to slice themselves and to drink blood? What's up with that? Why? There's some kind of satanic thing going on.
You know what it is? I think
what kind of ritual? What's
first
the ritual?
of all, Megan, I swear that Megan Fox is literally from Louisiana or someplace there. There are no rituals for you in Louisiana to be drinking blood.
Why are you drinking blood?
So, you know, I think the problem is that they really wish they did have cultures that offered them rituals. So they start making up their own. And I mean, listen, they could have kept doing this and no one would have ever known. I don't know why she decided to talk about this on camera and make Machine Gun Kelly look real, like,
psycho,
not okay.
He looks like he has a problem.
Right.
He comes off very Pete Davidson-like right now.
Yeah, he should go join.
Right, with the branding and the stabbing.
And MGK, they can join. They can make a band.
Well, all the Kardashian dudes right now are highly into tattoos, and Megan's been hanging out a lot with them now because, you know, Megan, or God, Jesus, so
they all
many
look the same. So
they all look the same. They all love tattoos, so they're all hanging out
together.
So maybe all the women, because Megan kind of looks like she could be a Kardashian.
Yeah,
they're all hanging out together, and they're like, "Well, my man, he like, you know,
branded himself for me.
Oh yeah, my man drinks my blood,
girl,
sucker." You know, it reminds me of, remember back in the day when Angelina Jolie and Billy Bob Thornton, they used to wear
the vial of blood.
And I thought that was crazy. I don't know why you want to do that.
That's normal now.
But now that's normal compared to what I'm hearing now. Drinking your
she
blood.
said he's haphazard. First of all, the word haphazard, it says a lot, right? It's not, haphazard doesn't mean you're grounded. It doesn't mean a good foundation. It means you're kind of all over the place. When people think haphazard, crazy behavior. So then she, again, Rob and I, words, semantics, right? So he's kind of haphazard. He slashes the blood and drink my blood. Why would you say that about you? I get it. She could have stopped at, we drink a bit of each other's blood for ritual purposes. It may not be something that you guys understand, but it's something that works for us in our relationship. Still TMI. Yeah. However, I think our reaction would be very different to that statement than going on and saying he's haphazard and he will just randomly slash himself, because that doesn't speak of a sane person. That doesn't speak of someone who, at the end of the day, is a leader of your home. Why would I be Rob as the leader of my home if I think he's going to randomly slap and just have blood? What?
Yeah, I'm kind of curious. How did she even bring this up in the first place? Like, no one, I know no one asked her. So do you and Machine Gun Kelly drink each other's blood? Like, no one asked you, girl. How did you come up with talking about this?
No, she took the opportunity to make him look messy. Because it could have just been, oh, it's just a couple of pricks. It went from that to,
go.
But it was him. I do that. She didn't say I do that too. I participate in that. No. I'm gonna dedicate some time to.
I just don't know why there's this overwhelming. Women are just going out and being like verbal diarrhea.
It's throwing up information.
Yeah,
it's not necessary.
You know what? I'm just gonna say it right here, right now. Couples that walk around and talk about all of the things that they do to prove that they love each other more than anyone else loves each other, they're the first ones to usually break up. So I will actually be very surprised if there's an actual wedding. And even further than that, I'll be even more surprised if this marriage lasts more than 3 years. Because that Angelina and Billy Bob, how long did that last?
Not very long.
3 years.
Or 3 years? Okay.
I think so. I think 3 years.
So listen, people can't be out here saying they're vampires and then stay married forever.
Thank you. And then go find a vampire then. If you're so much into blood, go find a vampire. Go find a bat. Or go live in a cave somewhere in Austria.
But again, isn't part of it to, again, we grew up in very traditional homes, right? Like we come from a country that's rock in tradition. Like Jamaica is very much about culture and traditions, and there's certain things that you do.
Yep.
Isn't part of the tradition of marriage that as a wife you protect your husband's honor, the man you're with? There's honor. Machine Gun Kelly is a public figure.
Yes.
He's not Marilyn Manson. I don't think he portrays himself as Marilyn Manson. He can go around pretending to be Marilyn Manson. But again, he also went from, hip hop to whatever genre of music he's doing right now. But whatever, he's a creative. He's out there. I just think part of being a woman is protecting your man's honor. And so I don't understand these women after women who are just like, blah, about their relationship with no regard to the fact that this is the man that they sleep beside at night. Girl,
Yeah,
that's hard.
Why
and you know what?
That's a crazy person.
Yeah, and I hate to say it because I actually like Megan Fox. Telly and I had
she's cool.
opportunity to meet her in person.
Cool girl.
And
cool.
she's beautiful in person. But my thing is that, girl, like, you, right now, her claim to fame is what?
Oh, Transformers?
Right, which was years and years ago. Like, right now, the reason why we're talking about her is because
of Machine Gun Kelly
that she's in. Right, she's an actress.
She is an actress.
So she will say anything about her relationship because she ain't got nothing else going on.
She used to be ready to burn Austin Green. I wonder if they ever exchanged. Remember? She was ready to burn Austin Green, but they never exchanged.
No. And here's the interesting thing. Machine Gun Kelly has been acting, and his reviews have been extremely positive. His career as an actor is probably more promising than hers.
True.
But I'm going to touch on that a bit more on myself.
And so we're going to go right into the segment before Instagram doesn't want us to be great. And so in the second segment of Robbie 3 times, hold on, let me get a cover and go.
All right. Kim K, like, we know she bogus, but her trying to keep it clean, like, it is what it is. That's the drawback, and that's why I think that is such a good tale. She turned it into $1 billion, but she's not proud of that. And if you Google Kim Kardashian XXX, guess what comes right to the top? No matter, her $1 billion can't scrub that Google search because that is where her fame originates from. Whether she wants to acknowledge it or not, Ray J says, I still get residuals for it because the more prominent she stays, the longer she stays prominent, the more guys will just Google MKXXX and be like, ooh, I did not know this was so there. And if you have a certain type of fetish, guess what? You really like that too. Anyhow, Sharon Osbourne. Is Sharon Osbourne a feminist? I'm pretty sure she is.
Whatever. She's a something.
I don't even know.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she is. Because unfortunately, white women in feminism also, you get a little sprinkle of racism in there. Because if black people would just listen to them, their problems would be solved. You know, and that's just kind of how they tend to look at it. And that's why, again, double standard is like, white lady, your whole life is a double standard. Like, what are you talking about? But anyways, you know, that's because to me, the older I get, the more I feel like feminism is more about certain caliber class of women being able to pick and choose when they can have it their way. Open that door. Chivalry. Go sit down. Shut up. Feminism. I want to have it. It's trying to promote a matriarchy, trying to overthrow the patriarchy into matriarchy. And I love my mother, but I don't want to live in a world designed by mothers. I don't.
Okay.
I don't. I have some trouble with the infrastructure. But anyways, and then we will get on to Miss Megan Fox. And poor MGK, I didn't know he was either where, like, again, your Jada Pinkett, your Amber Heard, your, like, again, this Believe All Women movement sounding bad. Your Megan Fox is like, these women is capping, out here lying, trying to make men look bad, trying to demean men that have accomplished things and have done success at the expense of trying to make them look better. And that is bad. That is not cool. And I don't think women should support that, but that ain't really my business. But you Jolie too. You know what I'm saying? You bought Angelina Jolie too. And one term, since you were talking about blood drinking and all of that, succubus. Again, I know that everybody might not know that term, but Google it, and all those women I think would qualify as succubi.
Thank you so much, Robbie 3 times, and Telly, talk to the people them.
Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Thank you, Robbie 3 times, for those drops you just dropped. Thank you so much, Radio Regent. If you want to listen to all of our episodes, please do go to iHeartRadio. Find us through Radio Regent, and you'll find us there. We are all over the internet. Just our handle at Not Your Typical Girl Talk. You will find us. We are here every Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Don't forget to go live with us. We love talking, so why not come and join in? We love to hear your opinions and we can get a combo started. Thank you so much.